Hey everyone, Maestro here. I am the football enthusiast. Okay, let's talk. This video is going to be about Antonio Conte and Tottenham, and my personal thoughts on what Tottenham should do and what Conte should do, and their next steps. So, if you don't know already, following Conte's, historic, historic outburst after the Southampton game, saying, pretty much he was taking shots at the Tottenham board, at the players, the club in general, and its history. After that, and those ridiculous words he said, there's reports, rumors going around that this reports here by Wednesday night they will make a decision on if he should leave or go. And I was planning on making a video after the decision was made, but you know what, I can make two videos, so I'll make my thoughts now on what I think they should do. Then I'll make my thoughts on what their decision actually was. Sorry. So, sorry, I was just burping. Anyway, Conte, look, they're waiting until, so the decision will be made on Wednesday night. Tottenham will make that decision. But here's my thing. What's Conte's decision? Like, does he want to stay? Because the way he's speaking, and has been for the past year, it seems like he very much does not want to be here. It's essentially, a part of me thinks he wants to be fired. He wants to be relieved of these duties that he sees as a shackle. It's like he feels like he's in chains right now and he just wants to leave. And I have to say, it's pathetic. Because to me, look, I'm an Arsenal fan, but even I will say this, he's being far too disrespectful. Okay? It almost comes across that he thinks he's too good for Tottenham. Look, he's a manager that has achieved great trophies, great things in his career. Went into Milan, he was good for the national team. Didn't win anything, but he was good. Of course, Chelsea, that was a great time there. But honestly, no one is bigger than a club, and genuinely, I have to ask, who does he think he is? He has a job, do it. You have squabbles with the way the club is being run, okay. Deal with those internally. Stop using the football media and the world as your rant page consistently, because this is not the first time he's done this. For me, it's too far. And for those that are saying nothing he has said has been wrong, that's not the point. Look, here's an example. Things got very, very bad at Arsenal over the past 6 years. We were as low as we had ever been in our entire history. There were many issues, but they were dealt with internally. Okay, we brought in Emery. Things didn't work out. We didn't like the structure of, Arteta came in, and then there's Raul who came in before, and essentially he changed the structure of the club. You know how certain people, like the Kroenkes, should not be having a say in terms of the football decisions. So Arteta came in, first as a coach, later as a manager, and then those issues with the club, the mentality of the club was hounded out by Raul, by Arteta, on the field and off it, in the office too. That's what happened. Now, of course, Arsenal right now, because of those actions, are in their best place in the last 10 years. They're doing really well right now. They never made it public. There was never an outburst. There was never an embarrassing speech about how terrible the club is. He has been Tottenham fans are, the fans are the most important thing. And being a fan of Tottenham, hearing your own manager say this, some people will say, yes, good, let it be known so then we can finally make some change. Look, for me, say this in private. If Conte has somewhat, say it to Levy, say it to his face, say it in private, let him know your concerns and work it from there. Now look, we don't know the situation in full, because if that has happened, he's already spoken to him privately and nothing's changed. Well, okay, but I still think you shouldn't make it public, because then you're just embarrassing the club and you're embarrassing the fans. Just look, I'm not dying on this hill. Just for me personally, I would never want my manager to do this ever. It's too far. The things he was saying was ridiculous. It was ludicrous. It was watching like it was like watching ultra Arsenal fans taking shots at Spurs on Twitter. He was going in. He was going ham. And I think it's just way too far. And I think now, with what he said and with what he's been saying for the past year or so, put him out of his misery. Get rid of him. He looks, sounds, and I think is miserable at that club. I don't know why. And I think it goes back to what I said before. I think he thinks he's too good for this club. I think he does. And to that I have to say, check your ego, mate. You're not. You're a good manager who did well at Inter Milan, and you took the job at Tottenham because of the money or because of the Premiership, and you wanted to achieve great things. You came here, you must have known the job ahead of you. You clearly already knew the history of Tottenham. You took it, and you've had a terrible time. I think at times, look, last season he did a good job last season, at the end of last season, to get top 4 for Tottenham, but personally, I think that was actually more of Arsenal's doing. I think Arsenal had it in the bag and kind of just crumbled it completely in the last 8 games. They were, I believe, quite a few points ahead of Tottenham and just completely fell apart and just handed the top 4 to Tottenham. So there's that. There's the fact that this season, looking at Sheffield United and how the run they've had to the semi-final, Spurs played Sheffield United in the run of 16, and they played their second string team. And because of that, they lost. That was, for me, the worst decision he's made all season. You could have finally have broken the duck, finally gotten Tottenham a trophy after so many years. Get to a semi-final in Wembley. Yes, against City, but it's semi-final, it's Wembley, anything can happen. And you are Tottenham, you have great players. You can beat City. And you crumbled that. And I don't know why. Could the first string players not have played one more extra game in that time? Was it not worth it? Was it not worth it? I guess not. I think that was a terrible decision. And I think as a whole, there's the thing with Europe, they've been flat. They've been very boring to watch. It's there's nothing there. There's no meat in that attack. Their situation reminds me of PSG. They have quality players up front, but it's like Conte is asking them to just improvise. There's no set. There's no system. There's no plan. The transfers. Let's look at the transfers. Look, Romero was a great transfer. I enjoy Romero very much. I think he's a good player. But Bissouma, not been good enough. I think he is. At the face of it, was a good transfer, but are you working with him? What's the issue there? Why is there a gap there? Richarlison, where is he? He's right here. Richarlison's right here. He hasn't scored. Look at this. Look, you see this line here? Let's just goals. Calm down here to no goals. How the I don't want to swear. No goals. None. That is absolutely insane. In the Premiership, not one goal. Look, maybe these aren't his transfers. Maybe there's someone else. Maybe it's the board having authority over Conte. Maybe Conte went to someone else and the board said, no, you get this guy. Okay. Still, you've got to be able to work with players like this. A good manager, look, sometimes managers don't get the players they want, but you still make do. You have plan B, plan C, and you get that player. And you make the team work in a way that can get the best out of each and every player. Look, Richarlison, I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's definitely better than this. This right here, he's better than this. This is ridiculous. Look, Kane's always been great. He's just a fantastic player. I like Bentancur. I think he's a fine player. Højbjerg is fine. What's going on with Son? Look, he's still a good player, but this is his worst season since he's joined. What's going on there? And just look, the mentality of the team too, because I think it starts with the manager. You need leaders on the pitch, yes, and you have that with King. You have that with Højbjerg as well, I think, and Romero and Lloris, he was injured but forced as well. He's kind of a leader. You have that. It also starts with the manager. And look, when you hear your manager say these things he's been saying with By the way, he's been saying it all season. It's hard to come by. It's hard to get over. And I think it will put a kind of like a blur in your head when you go into these games. It's not good. You know? You need to be put like, look, there are managers that will publicly defend their players to the death. They could have a player that punches another one in the face and they still defend it. But and that's too far. But there are also managers that take it too far with the criticism of plays. This was too far, and ultimately, I think he wants to go. And what do I think they should do? I think they should get rid of him, because let's look at the table. Look, they're fourth. They're currently fourth. Yes, they have 2 games more than Newcastle and Liverpool. But look, I'm the guy that I always want the points on the board. But either way, even if they were 5th, 6th, they're in the run. It's between these 3, I would say. There's hope. A lot of hope, in fact. They could still very well. I wouldn't be surprised if they get top 4. Here's the thing. Look at the difference between Man United and Tottenham. Okay? So, actually, never mind. Throw that away, because they have 2 games they haven't played. Never mind. Forget. But look, Tottenham are in a position where its top 4 is still very much possible. But here's the thing. I don't think they will get it if Conte stays. The reason being, I'm very much aware of how good Conte is as a manager in terms of his history. But I do believe he has lost players. I do believe that there is the relationship there with many of them has started to wither. And I think when that happens, it's a sinking ship. You need to get off it straight away. And I think if Conte was to leave, and even if they were to bring in a lesser manager or an interim, they would still be better off, because the players would be much more feasible with that manager. They'd be much more welcoming and open to listen to that manager, because once again, Conte has said some things that if I was a player, it would put me the wrong way. And players they can be sensitive, and ultimately, it's easier to replace a manager than it is to replace a bunch of players. And there's also the emphasis on top 4 and how I think they need to get top 4, because there are rumors that Harry Kane will be leaving. And those, it won't help you if you miss out on top 4. If you miss out on the Champions League, it won't help Harry Kane staying. Will definitely leave then. But look, so just to sum up, I do think they should part ways with him now, not the end of the season, because I think they can get top 4 this season. And I don't think they will if he stays, because there just seems to be a gap between him and the players. The relationship there is not good enough. So I think they should get rid of him now. He also wants to go, just put him out of his misery. And in terms of, look, that conference and the words he said, yeah, Tottenham should take that to heart and listen and use that to inform their decisions for the future and try to change. People always talk about how the board needs to change. We need new owners. That rarely ever happens. Let's be real. That's not going to happen. It's the same board, same owners, everything. You just look. Arsenal kind of hit the jackpot in that Kroenke's. They finally decided to trust a sporting director in Raul, and finally decided to trust a coach with more duties in the team in Arteta, and it led to great things. Tottenham, I think, need to wait for that gold mine too. So we were lucky, Arsenal. Tottenham, not so much. But we will see. I just ultimately think going forward, Conte, he won't be your man. I think it will get worse and worse. And like I said before, it's a sinking ship and you need to get off. So the decision will be made on Wednesday night, apparently. We will see. I will make my video on the decision. But in the meantime, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think he should stay, should leave? Do you guys think that he's right in what he said? And your whole take on if a club should be publicly criticized as so. If you do agree with that, please let me know why. I agree to some sense, but I think Conte just went too far. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe for more. You If you check down in the description, you can find my Twitter and my socials. Please give me a follow. Helps me out a lot. And also, of course, please take care of yourself. Have a great day.